Lesson 24. How do you travel? Transportation words.
Hello, how are you today? When we go on a trip, we travel, and today we're going to talk about how we travel. We'll talk about nouns for how we travel and verbs for how we travel. First, nouns. Now, the first way we can talk about is an airplane. An airplane. So on your screen you can see the pictures. This is an airplane. We also call it a plane for short. Airplane or plane. Okay, now the next one is a balloon. A balloon. This is a balloon. The next one is a bicycle. A bicycle. For short, we say bike. So this is a bicycle, or this is a bike. The next one is a boat. This is a boat. The next one you probably know is a bus. This is a bus. We have more. We have a car. A car. This is a car. Now on the water, we can travel by ferry. This is a ferry. Next we have a helicopter. A helicopter. This is a helicopter. The next one you see is a motorcycle. A motorcycle. This is a motorcycle. Now we have a ship. This is a big boat. This is a ship. Then we have taxi. Taxi. This is a taxi. Next we have train. This is a train. And finally we have tram or streetcar. Streetcar. This is a tram or streetcar. So all of these are ways to travel. This is what you call the things. Okay, now we're going to look at prepositions because we use prepositions with these nouns usually when we talk about traveling. So let me show you the prepositions that we usually use. One is at, in, and on. Now, we usually use at for a point, a special place, okay? So we use at a point. We use in a place, in an enclosed space. So in a space, for like example, a room, and on a surface. This is a surface, and this is a surface, okay? On, all right? So we can look at some examples of these. So for example, we have at the corner. We saw this before, at the corner, at the corner. At the bus stop. Here's the bus stop. At the bus stop. And at the door. At the door. Someone's at the door. Okay? Now, within we have in the room. In the room. We are in the room. In Turkey. In a country. We saw this before. Or, again, another example, in the bathroom. Where is she? She's in the bathroom. Okay? Now, with on, we have on the wall. This is a surface. on the wall, on the desk, on the desk, or on the table. On the table. So again, we have at, a point, at the corner, at the bus stop, at the door. Within is in a space, in the room, in Turkey, in the bathroom. And finally, we have on a surface, on the wall, on the desk, on the table. Now, we use these with transportation words. Okay, now, let's show you, make some more room here, and we'll show you some examples that are more specific. Okay, now remember, at is a specific place. So here's some examples. At home, at work, I am at work, at school, the student is at school, at the top, at the bottom, at the corner, and at the side. At the side. Okay? Now, these are at. Let's look at in. Now, here are mostly transportation words. In a car, in a taxi, in a helicopter, in a boat, in the sky, in the middle, and another example is in the newspaper. I saw the news in the newspaper. Okay? Now, the last one is on, so here we go. On a bus. Now, a bus is big. A car is small. Okay? So in a car, on a bus, because on a bus we have to step up to get on it. On a train, on a plane, on a ship, on the water. So the ship is on the water. On a horse. And this one's a little bit special. On the way, meaning coming. Okay? All right. So let's look at these again. With at, we have at home, at work, at school, at the top, at the bottom, at the corner, at the side. Within, we have in a car, in a taxi, because a taxi is a car usually, in a helicopter, in a boat, in the sky, in the middle, in the newspaper. And with on a bus, on a train, on a plane, on a ship, on the water, on a horse. On the way is coming. Now, we can say on a bus. This is general. We can also say on the bus. This bus. Where are you? I'm on the bus. This bus. Okay, so that's possible. Okay, and also for these. Now, let me make some space here, and I'll show you another preposition that we use to talk about travel. Now, this one is by. Okay? So we say that we travel by land when we are land. We travel by land when we are on land. I'm on land, I travel by land. We travel by sea when we are on the water. We travel by sea when we are on the water. For example, the sea or the ocean. Okay? And we travel by air, of course, when we are in the sky. We travel by air when we are in the sky. Okay? Plane, helicopter, balloon, wings. maybe. Okay? So we talk about by when we talk about how we travel. Now, we're going to put the transportation that we saw into groups. Now, let's do it this way. How do we travel by sea or water? So, can you name one, Susan? How do we travel by sea?
We travel on the water in a boat. We can use a boat on a river or a lake or the sea.
Good. Okay, Ollie, another one.
We travel by sea on a ship. A ship sails on the ocean.
Okay, good. Isabel?
Ferries travel on the water.
Yes, good. All right. Now, how do we travel by land? Okay, Ali.
We travel by land in a car.
Yes, okay. Car is one. Isabel, another one?
We travel by land on a bicycle.
Yes, I hope so. And Susan?
We travel by land on a bus.
Yes, that's right. Okay, and can you name one more, Isabel?
Yes, we travel by land on a motorcycle.
Yes, on a motorcycle. Okay. And Ali, another one.
We travel by land in a taxi.
Okay, good. Okay. Now, all of these go on the road. Okay, that's the place, the road. Okay. Now, there are two more ways to travel by land. They are special. They go on tracks or rails. These are tracks or rails. Now, what are they, Isabel?
They are trains or trams.
Yes, trains or tram. Usually a tram is in the city, on the streets maybe, and a train goes between cities. Okay? Now, let's talk about traveling by air. By air. Okay, now, how do we travel by air, Susan?
We travel by air in an airplane.
Yes, okay, that's one. Okay, another one, Ollie?
We travel by air in a helicopter.
Yes, good. Helicopter. All right, another one, and Isabel?
We travel by air in a balloon.
Okay, all right. Now, I don't have a car or a bicycle or a balloon. I travel by walking. I go on foot. All right, now it's time to look and listen.
Look and listen.
I travel to school by bus. She goes to work on foot. He gets on the bus to go to the cinema. Ships travel on the sea. We travel by land on a bicycle.
Read and repeat. Simple past tense.
Now, let's do a little bit of review and then we'll talk about verbs for traveling. Now, when we use the simple present, we use the basic form. Most verbs are regular, normal. To change to the past, we use ed. Okay, remember this. Now, look at these verbs to see how we change them to the past. Rain, rained. Rain, rained. Exercise, exercised. Shop and shopped. Shop and shopped. Study, studied. Study, studied. And finally, play and played. Let's look again at how we spell these words. Now remember this from before. We have 2 vowels, AI, 1 consonant, ED. Normal. Okay? Now in this one, we have a consonant, 1 consonant, and silent E. Remember, silent E. We don't hear this sound. Okay? We only add D. Only D. Okay? With this one, it's a short word, 1 vowel, 1 consonant, short. We have to add another one. Okay? So shop, shopped. All right? Now, again, with this one, we have 1 consonant and a Y. Vowel, 1 vowel, 1 consonant, and Y. This one you have to remember because the Y turns into an I, and then we add ED. And then this one we have AY, which is kind of a package. AY. This one is normal. Okay? So be careful. These 2 are difficult. You have to remember. Okay? Consonant Y, you have to change it. Vowel Y, normal. Okay. Now, some verbs do not have the ED form. These are called irregular verbs. Irregular are special verbs. So we're going to look at some irregular verbs. And you have to remember these, okay? Now, we've seen some. We saw do, we saw have, and we saw go. Okay? Now, if you remember, to make these past, do becomes did, have becomes had, and go becomes went. Okay? Do, did, have, had, go, went. Okay? So these are 3 irregular verbs that we saw before. So here are some examples. I do my homework. I do my homework all the time. I'm a good student. I did my homework. I do my homework. I did my homework. Okay? Another example. I have breakfast at 8 o'clock. I have breakfast at 8 o'clock every day. I had breakfast at 8 o'clock today. I had breakfast at 8 o'clock. And then one more example for go. I go to school. I go to school. I went to school. Okay? All right, so there's 3 examples for you. And remember, it's the same for everybody. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. Okay, now let's look at some irregular verbs that we can use for traveling. And there's quite a few of these. You have to look and remember. Okay, now let's start with come. All right, I'll make a list and later we'll talk about them. Drive, drive, eat, fly, get, give, and leave. Okay, this is the first group. Come, come, drive, eat, fly, get, give, and leave. Okay, here's the next group. Ride, ride, say, say, see, sit, stand, and take. So this group is ride, say, see, sit, stand, and take. Okay? Now, let's look at the past tense of these verbs. Okay? First I'll write them on the board, and then you'll look at the screen and we'll look at some sentences. So we have come, came. Come, came. Okay? Drive, drove. Drive, drove. Eat, we change this around, ate. Ate. Fly, this one is strange, flew. Flew. Get, got. Get, got. Give, gave. Give, gave. Leave, left. Like the left hand, left, left. Ride, rode. So this is kind of like drive, drove. Ride, rode. Say, we saw this before, said, said. See, saw, see, saw. Sit, sat, sit, sat. Stand, stood, stood. Take, took. Okay, now look at your screen and we will look at these with examples of the present, the past, the positive past, and the negative past. Okay, here we go. Come, came, I came home. I didn't come home. Next, drive, drove, he drove, he didn't drive. Next, eat, ate, we ate, we didn't eat. Fly, flew, you flew, you didn't fly. Get, got, they got a car, they didn't get a car. Give, gave, I gave my ticket, I didn't give my ticket. Leave, left, he left last night, he didn't leave last night. Okay, now we have some more for you. Ride, rode. She rode a bike. She didn't ride a bike. Say, said. It said. It didn't say. See, saw. He saw the sea. He didn't see the sea. Sit, sat. You sat, you didn't sit. Stand, stood. We stood, we didn't stand. Take, took. They took the tram, they didn't take the tram. Notice, again, The simple past form is the same for everybody. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Okay? And the negative past is made with didn't, did not, plus the verb. Normal verb, let's say. Okay? All right? Now, let's see how we use did in sentences when we use the simple past tense. Let's make some room here. Okay, now, did is a helping verb. Helping verb. Some grammar books call it an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb. This word is difficult. This one is easy. Helping verb. Okay, this is what they are because they help. Now, if we have negative, of course, we can change it to make it didn't. No problem. Okay? And now, here's another chart, and you can see the difference. If you look at the chart, you can see the difference in the sentences. So if you look at the chart, you see subject, helping verb, negative, main verb, and the complement or the object. Now, if you look at the chart, the first two are positive. I drove to school. No helping verb, no negative. I drove to school. You ate a pizza. You, no helping verb, no negative. You ate a pizza. Okay, the next two examples are negative. She did not drive to school. She did not drive to school. And of course you could say she didn't drive to school. The other example is we did not eat a pizza. Subject, helping verb, negative, main verb, and object. Now we have two examples for questions. Past questions. Did you drive to school? Helping verb, subject, main verb, and complement. And the second example, did you eat a pizza? Helping verb, subject, main verb, and object. Okay? So you can see from looking at this how it goes. Now let's look at it again for the structure of the sentence. So this is like building a building. You're building a building. You need to have sentence structure good and strong. Okay, so here we have subject, main verb, and complement or object. Okay, I drove to school. I drove to school. Subject, main verb, complement, or object. Okay, this is a positive sentence. Now, with a negative sentence, we do it like this. Subject, helping verb, negative, main verb, and complement or object. Okay, so she did not drive to school. Or we could say didn't if we put these together. She did not drive to school. Subject, helping verb, negative, main verb, complement or object. And then with the question, we make it like this. This is for a yes-no question. Okay, the answer is yes, know, or I don't know. Okay. When we ask a question, helping verb, subject, main verb, and complement or object. So, did you drive to school? Did you drive to school? Helping verb, subject, main verb, and in this case a complement. Now, notice, in positive, this is the main verb, it's irregular past. In the negative, you have the helping verb, and then it's normal. The main verb is normal. In this one again, you have the helping verb, and the main verb is normal. Okay? This is very important. This does the work. Let's look at the verb to be. It's a little bit different. It's special. It's very irregular. Now, if you look at the screen, look at the examples on the screen, you can see how the sentences are put together. Now, we have subject, main verb, negative, and complement. I, he, she, it was at school. I was at school. Subject, main verb, complement. Another example for positive, you, we, they were at school. Subject, main verb, complement. Okay? Now, to make it negative, I, he, she, it was not at school. Subject, main verb, negative, complement. And of course, you, we, they were not at school. You were not at school. Subject, main verb, negative, and complement. Now with questions, we change it. Was I, she, he, it at school? Was I at school? Or were, you, were, they, you, we, they at school? Were you at school? Okay, so you have the verb, the subject, and the complement. This is only for be. Okay? We don't use a helping verb with be for negative sentences or questions. And when we ask questions, we change the order for yes, no questions. Yes, no questions. Okay, we change it around. Now look at these sentences. I come to Istanbul every week on the train. This is normal. You came to Istanbul by train last week. Okay? I come to Istanbul every week on the train. You came to Istanbul by train last week. Okay? Another example. You didn't come by train yesterday. This is negative. Now, another example. He drives his car to work. Past, he drove his car yesterday. He didn't drive this morning. Maybe he took the bus. Okay? He drives his car to work. He drove his car yesterday. He didn't drive this morning. Okay? Now, you can practice a bit with look and listen.
Look and listen.
We ate dinner last night. We didn't eat lunch yesterday. You fly to France on a plane on the weekends. We didn't fly in a balloon. He gets on a bus every morning. He got on the bus a few minutes ago. Give me your coat. He didn't give me my coat.
Read and repeat. Simple past tense. Prepositions.
Now, notice the difference in the use of prepositions in and on. Let me change my pen here. Okay, we can sit on a motorcycle, but we drive a motorcycle, okay? Or we ride a motorcycle, okay? So it's a little bit different. I sit on a motorcycle, but I ride a motorcycle. Or a bicycle is the same, okay? And we can sit in a car or travel in a car, but drive a car. So sit in a car, but drive a car. Okay? So I drive a car or I sit in a car. Okay, they're a little bit different. Now, let's practice. Isabel, how did you get to school yesterday? Did you take a taxi?
No, I didn't. I took the tram. I came home on the bus.
Okay. And how did you get to work yesterday, Ali? Did you drive?
No, I didn't drive. I rode a motorcycle.
Yeah, okay. And Susan, how did you get to work?
I usually get a bus. Today, I stood and waited for 10 minutes. Then I left. I rode my bike and I saw Ali on his motorcycle.
Ooh, I bet he was going fast. Okay. And how did you get to France last year, Isabel?
I flew on a plane.
Okay. And did you say you flew in a balloon?
No, I said I flew on a plane.
Okay, just checking. Did they give you lunch?
Yes, they gave us a good lunch.
What did you eat?
I ate lamb, rice, and a salad.
Okay, sounds good. Did you fly to France last month, Susan?
I didn't fly. I drove to Greece. Then I went by train.
Did you eat on the train?
Yes, I get a good meal. I sat at a table and saw countryside from the train.
Okay, good. And what did you eat?
I ate chicken and salad.
Okay, very nice. Now it's time again to look and listen.
Look and listen.
He drove his car to work. The doctor flew in a helicopter. The teacher rode a motorcycle. He rode a horse last summer.
Read and repeat. Transportation words.
Okay, now here are some important words to know about travel. Now, first one is airport. Airport. The next is baggage. Baggage. also called luggage. Luggage, like bag, baggage and luggage. A boarding pass, a boarding pass. It's like a ticket. Captain, the conductor, the departure lounge, the departure lounge. Departure means to go. A dock, a highway. It's a very busy street. Passport, pilot, platform, a port, station, street, ticket, and traffic. Okay, so these are some words that you need for traveling. Airport, baggage or luggage, a boarding pass, the captain, the conductor, the departure lounge, dock, highway, passport, pilot, platform, port, station, street, ticket, and traffic. Okay? Now, we're going to put these words into categories, into groups. Okay? Now, let me make some room here. Because notice, these are A, B, C, D. All right? These are in alphabetical order. Now, we're going to put them into logical groups. And we'll start with people in charge. People in charge. Okay? Now, in this group we have captain, conductor, driver, rider, and pilot. Now, let's practice. Okay. I'm a teacher. A teacher is in charge of a class. Susan, who is in charge of a ship?
A captain is in charge of a ship.
Yes, good. What else can a captain be in charge of?
A boat, maybe. A ferry has a captain.
That's right. What about a plane, Ollie?
A pilot is in charge of a plane.
What else can a pilot be in charge of?
Balloons and helicopters have pilots.
That's right. Okay, Isabel, what about a train?
A conductor is in charge of a train.
Yes. What about trams and buses, Isabel?
Trams and buses have drivers.
Okay. Isabel, who is in charge of a car?
I don't know.
Okay. I drive a car. I'm a driver. You drive a car. You're a driver. Ali, you drive a car. What are you?
I am a driver.
Yes, you are. Now, Susan, what about a motorcycle or a bicycle? Who's in charge?
I don't know.
Okay, he rides a motorcycle. He's a rider. Susan, you ride a bicycle. What are you?
I am a rider.
Yes, that's right. Good. Okay, now we're going to make a different group. This was people in charge. Now we're going to talk about leaving and arriving. Okay, now in this group we have airport, departure lounge, dock, platform, port, and station. So these are places for leaving and arriving. Now, Isabel, you said you flew to France last year. How did you do that?
We took a taxi to the airport.
And what did you do there?
We sat in the departure lounge. We got on the plane. The plane left the airport.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Susan, you said you drove to Greece. How did you do that?
I drove my car to port by the sea. The ferry was at the dock. I took my car on the ferry to Greece.
Okay, good. Now, Ali, Susan said she rode the train to France. How did she do that?
She left her car at the train station.
And then?
She stood on the platform of the station.
The station platform.
The station platform.
Okay.
The train came. She got on the train. She sat in the train. The train left. She and the train went to France.
Yes, very good. Okay, a good detailed answer. Okay, now, the next group is what travelers carry. What travelers carry. Okay, now, we have baggage, a boarding pass, a passport, and ticket. Now, when we buy a ticket to travel, we can buy a single ticket or a return ticket. So a single ticket lets you go from here to there, just one way. Okay, a single ticket is also known as one way. Now, a return ticket lets you travel from here to there, here to there, and back again. So a return ticket is here to there, back to here. Okay? This is important to know, especially if you fly. Now, Susan, you said you went to France last month. Did you have baggage?
Yes, I took 2 bags. I carried my clothes in my baggage.
Okay. Did you have something else?
Yes, I took 2 tickets. I had a ticket for the ferry and the other is for the trains.
Okay. Did you take a boarding pass?
No, ferries and trains don't have boarding pass.
Okay. Did you have a passport?
Yes, I did. Passport lets people travel from one country to another.
Yes, very important. Okay, Isabel, you went to France. What did you take?
I took some baggage. I took my ticket for the plane. I took my passport. At the airport, I got a boarding pass. Planes have boarding passes. I got my boarding pass to the departure lounge.
Okay, you took your boarding pass to the departure lounge. Yes, good. And Ali, do you have a passport?
Yes, I have a passport to travel to other countries.
Do you carry it in Turkey?
No, I live in Turkey.
Ah, yes, okay. Now, if we look back at our list, we have some extra words. These words are highway, highway, street, street, and traffic. Highway, street, and traffic. Now, Ali, what is this category? What is this group?
They are car words.
Okay.
We drive on the highway. We drive on the street. Traffic happens when people drive their cars.
Yes, especially when it's many people. Okay? All right. And Isabel, can you add something to this?
Yeah, motorcycles and taxis use highways and streets.
Okay. And Susan, where do you ride your bicycle?
I ride my bicycle on the street, not on the highway.
Yes, not on the highway. It's very dangerous. Sometimes the street. What about buses and trams?
Buses go on streets and highways, and trams go on streets, but they have special tracks.
Yes, good girl. All right. Now it's time to look and listen.
Look and listen.
We came to the port on a ferry. We sat in the departure lounge. John drove his car on the highway. I saw his car on the street. The flight attendant ate her lunch at the airport.
Read and repeat. Listen and write.
First, listen and write these words. Number 1. Came. Came. Number 2. Ate. Ate. Number 3. Flew. Flew. Number 4. Rode. Rode. Number 5. Took. Took. Now, check your work. Number 1. Came. Number 2. Ate. Number 3. Flew. Number 4. Rode. Number 5. Took. Now, listen and write these sentences. Number 1. He drove his car to work. He drove his car to work. Number 2. We flew to Rome last summer. We flew to Rome last summer. Number 3. She took the bus to the city center. She took the bus to the city center. Number 4. I saw a ship on the sea. I saw a ship on the sea. Number 5. You came to my party last week. You came to my party last week. Now, check your work. Number 1. He drove his car to work. Number 2. We flew to Rome last year. Number 3. She took the bus to the city center. Number 4. I saw a ship on the sea. Number 5. You came to my party last week. Now, read the story and answer the questions about it.
Read and answer.
Last year, Angela went to Paris for a holiday with her family. They took a taxi to the airport because they had a lot of baggage. They flew from Toronto to Paris. Angela ate lunch on the plane. She ate chicken and salad. When they were in Paris, they visited a lot of museums and saw some beautiful paintings. They traveled around Paris by taxi, but there was a lot of traffic. The taxi driver didn't speak English, so Angela had to practice her French. She had a very good holiday, but she was very happy to go back home. Her friends came to see her and to see the photographs she took when she was in France. Now, listen to the questions and write your answers. Number 1. Where did Angela go for her holiday? Where did Angela go for her holiday? Number 2. Why did they take a taxi? Why did they take a taxi? Number 3. Where did she eat lunch? Where did she eat lunch? Number 4. What did Angela eat on the plane? What did Angela eat on the plane? Number 5. What did she see when she was in Paris? What did she see when she was in Paris? Number 6. How did she travel around Paris? How did she travel around Paris? Number 7. Did the taxi driver speak English? Did the taxi driver speak English? Number 8. Did Angela speak Italian? Did Angela speak Italian? Number 9. Did Angela have a good holiday? Did Angela have a good holiday? Number 10. Did she have photographs? Did she have photographs? Now, check your work. Number 1. Where did Angela go for her holiday? Angela went to Paris for her holiday. Number 2. Why did they take a taxi? They had a lot of baggage. Number 3. Where did she eat lunch? She ate lunch on the plane. Number 4. What did Angela eat on the plane? She ate chicken and salad. Number 5. What did she see when she was in Paris? She saw some beautiful paintings. Number 6. How did she travel around Paris? She traveled by taxi. Number 7. Did the taxi driver speak English? No, he didn't. Number 8. Did Angela speak Italian? No, she didn't. She spoke French. Number 9. Did Angela have a good holiday? Yes, she did. Number 10. Did she have photographs? Yes, she did. Very good. We'll see you next time.
Practicing English.
You know, I sure could use some fresh air, and I would love to look at the sea.
Me too. The city is very exciting, but it'd be nice to have a change.
Yeah, I like the city a lot, but it's nice to get out once in a while. Anybody have any ideas?
Hey, I have an idea. My landlord has a cottage. It's a village not far from Istanbul. He's always telling me I can go out there. Why don't you guys come out with me this weekend?
That is a great idea. We could leave early on Saturday morning and spend the day out there.
How would we get there? Would we take a boat, a train, or a car? How far is it from Istanbul?
It's not that far. About 60 kilometers from the city.
Yes, if we had our own plane, it would be only about 10 minutes to fly there.
Yes, but since none of us have a plane, let's think of other ways to get there.
You're right, it would be fun if we had a plane though. How do you think we should go?
I went there last year and it's very easy to take the bus. You get off in the village and then you have a short walk to my landlord's cottage. Or how about riding a bike?
Riding a bike is fun, but I like the idea of going by bus. It will be quicker than going by bike.
Okay, well I will find out about the bus schedules and let you all know when the buses leave.
What will we do when we get there?
Well, I know that no one's there this time of year, therefore first we have to eat something. There must be some fresh vegetables in the garden. In fact, we could have our lunch in the garden. There's a nice patio with a big table for company.
It sounds like a really nice place. Are you sure your neighbors will be happy to see you and your 3 friends around?
Don't worry, I know a few neighbours. They are all very nice. After lunch, I'm sure a few of them will pop in to offer to show us around.
This sounds like a really nice day. How will we get to the bus on Saturday?
I think we could meet for an early breakfast and then take a taxi to the bus station. Yeah. That way we'll all be together and can share the cab fare.
I can bring a football and we can play on the beach.
Oh, that'd be great. I played football there last year. There are always people having fun on the beach.
What if it rains?
Well, one day it rained last year when I was there. We sat at this little beach cafe and watched the storm go by. It was a beautiful day at the beach.
That sounds good too.
So, how should I dress for our little trip?
Well, I will wear shorts to travel out there. Then I will change into my bathing suit for the beach. I can change back into my dry clothes at the house.
I like to shop when I visit different places. Are there any beach stores for shopping?
Yes, there are some good places to go. I shopped there with my landlord last year.
Well, while you boys are playing football, maybe I could do some shopping.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy that more, Angie.
Right, Sam. You know, we have made all these plans for our trip, but we don't even know if the cottage will be available on Saturday.
Jack, you're right. We've planned this whole trip and we don't even know if my landlord is going to say yes for this weekend. I'll ask him when I get home.
And I will call to check the bus departure times for Chile for Saturday morning.
Angie, don't forget, we have to come back from our little trip to Chile. So see what time the buses come back to the city. Okay?
Yes, good point.
Yeah, I'll have some more information for our trip by lunchtime tomorrow, okay?
Me too. I can't wait for our trip.
Me too.